Los Angeles, September 2001. The air inside the Staples Center carried the particular electricity that accompanies genuine cultural phenomena. 20,000 souls collectively holding their breath in anticipation of witnessing something they understood would transcend mere entertainment. Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary celebration concerts, commemorating 3 decades of his solo career, had already achieved legendary status after the New York performances earlier that month. The Los Angeles show represented both triumphant homecoming and symbolic reclamation of his position at popular culture's creative forefront after years of relative public withdrawal. The elaborate stage, with its multiple platforms and cutting-edge visual technology, stood prepared for production designed not merely to entertain, but to remind the world of the standard-setting spectacle that had defined his revolutionary approach to live performance throughout his unparalleled career. Backstage, in the carefully controlled environment that separated performer from audience, Michael sat in characteristic pre-show stillness, the gathering of energies that those closest to him recognized as essential ritual before the extraordinary transformation from private person to public phenomenon. At 43, his face showed signs of the vitiligo treatments and surgical procedures that had become subject of increasing public fascination, but his eyes remained unchanged, enormous, expressive, containing particular combination of innocence and ancient wisdom that had always created such compelling contrast with his explosive performance energy. His slender frame was already costumed in the elaborate silver and black ensemble design specifically for this anniversary celebration. Visual statement connecting his iconic past with artistic present while creating forward-looking aesthetic that refused mere nostalgia despite occasion's commemorative nature. In separate area of the complex backstage labyrinth, Jennifer Lopez navigated the controlled chaos with measured confidence that had become her professional signature. At 32, she stood at crucial threshold in career trajectory that had evolved from backup dancer to actress to recording artist with remarkable fluidity, her recent albums establishing distinct musical identity beyond her already successful film career. Her presence tonight carried no official purpose. Not scheduled performer or presenter, not formal participant in any capacity, but rather personal pilgrimage to witness artist whose work had profoundly influenced her own development as performer since childhood dance classes in the Bronx, where his revolutionary movement vocabulary had provided aspiration and inspiration beyond her immediate circumstances. If this story of unexpected connection between iconic artists moves you, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more untold moments from music history that reveal the genuine humanity behind the carefully crafted public images. What Jennifer couldn't have anticipated, what transformed routine backstage access through industry connections into moment of unexpected vulnerability, was a particular chaos that characterizes major productions when technical issues create cascading timing problems beyond public view. As she navigated unfamiliar backstage geography, as she followed directions toward viewing area reserved for special guests and industry figures, technical staff rushed past with focused urgency that suggested unplanned complications requiring immediate attention. The production coordinator, recognizing her despite his obvious distraction, paused briefly with apologetic gesture toward corridor, suddenly blocked by equipment being rapidly repositioned. "Sorry, Ms. Lopez," he said, professional courtesy maintained despite evident stress. "We're having issue with main platform hydraulics. Need to reroute access to secondary stage positions. Can you wait here momentarily until we clear alternate pathway?" Before she could respond, before the coordinator could arrange escort to navigate modified backstage configuration, the door beside them opened unexpectedly, revealing not anonymous technical space, but private dressing room where Michael Jackson sat in final moments of pre-performance preparation. The accidental intrusion created momentary suspension of normal protocols. Production coordinator frozen in recognition of boundary inadvertently breached, Jennifer suddenly face-to-face with artists whose work had shaped her own creative development in ways she had acknowledged publicly but never communicated directly. For perhaps 3 seconds, Genuine surprise registered on both their faces. The particular authenticity that emerges when public figures encounter each other beyond planned interaction or media construction. Michael recovered first, his expression shifting from startled interruption to genuine recognition despite Jennifer's lack of formal involvement with the evening's official proceedings. "Jennifer," he said, voice carrying that characteristic softness that always contrasted so dramatically with his explosive performance energy. "You came." The simple acknowledgement contained warmth, suggesting familiarity beyond what their limited previous interactions would have predicted, recognition that transcended industry politeness to touch something more genuine about shared artistic journey despite different paths and generations. The production coordinator began immediate apology, taking responsibility for boundary breach, for unplanned interruption during crucial pre-performance moments when privacy typically remains sacred regardless of visitor status. But Michael's slight gesture silenced the well-intended professional contrition, his attention remaining focused on unexpected visitor with curious expression suggesting genuine interest beyond circumstantial interruption. "We'd love to hear your stories about unexpected meetings with people who inspired your own journey. Have you ever had the chance to meet someone whose work deeply influenced your path? Share your experiences in the comments below." "I hope I'm not intruding," Jennifer began, professional composure momentarily yielding to genuine fan appreciation rarely visible beneath her carefully constructed public confidence. "I just wanted to see your show. Your work. It's why I became a performer myself. From when I was a little girl in dance class, tried a moonwalk when teacher wasn't looking." The admission carried vulnerability rarely displayed in industry characterized by strategic positioning rather than authentic acknowledgement of influence and inspiration. What happened next defied the calculated interaction that typically characterizes brief encounters between entertainment industry figures. The practiced exchange of compliments, the mutual recognition of status, the efficient acknowledgement of respective positions within celebrity hierarchy. Michael's expression shifted towards something rarely visible beneath his public persona. Genuine emotional response to recognition that his work had provided not merely entertainment, but actual pathway toward possibility for a child whose circumstances might otherwise have limited horizon of potential futures. "Would you like to do more than watch?" he asked, question containing none of the performative inclusion that often characterize public figure interactions, but rather genuine invitation emerging from spontaneous recognition rather than planned gesture. "I'm performing Billie Jean tonight. The original choreography. Would you dance it with me?" The invitation contained significance beyond its immediate context. Not merely opportunity to share stage with legendary performer, but specific acknowledgement of artistic lineage, of influence acknowledged through direct inclusion rather than mere verbal appreciation. Billie Jean represented not just signature hit, but cultural watershed moment when Michael's 1983 Motown television performance had revolutionized possibilities for dance in popular entertainment context, establishing new standard against which subsequent performers would inevitably be measured, while creating expanded vision of what music presentation could encompass beyond conventional limitations of contemporary standards. Jennifer's response revealed emotional impact beneath her typical professional composure. Momentary speechlessness followed by genuine gratitude unmarred by calculated consideration of how such opportunity might serve career positioning or public narrative. "I would be honored," she said finally, simple acceptance containing recognition of moment's significance beyond whatever public visibility or professional advantage might accompany unexpected performance opportunity. What followed defied conventional celebrity interaction narratives. Not carefully negotiated appearance with agents and managers establishing parameters. Not planned publicity opportunity with mutual brand enhancement considerations, but spontaneous artistic collaboration emerging from genuine recognition across generational and stylistic boundaries. The backstage rehearsal space, hastily cleared of technical equipment, became impromptu practice area where Michael briefly demonstrated original choreography that Jennifer, though professionally trained dancer with exceptional technical facility, had never performed in its complete, authentic sequence despite its profound influence on her developmental understanding of performance possibilities. Those who witnessed this unexpected preparation described quality rarely visible in entertainment industry contexts. Mutual artistic respect unmarred by competitive positioning, genuine exchange rather than parallel performance, collaborative energy rather than hierarchical instruction despite obvious status differential between established legend and still rising star. Michael's guidance contained none of the condescension that might have characterized interaction between icon and admirer, but rather genuine artistic exchange, acknowledgement of technical suggestions, recognition of interpretive possibilities, collaborative exploration of movement vocabulary that had revolutionized performance standards while creating space for individual expression within established choreographic framework. The production team, initially thrown by unplanned modification to meticulously planned performance sequence, adjusted with professional efficiency. Costume department, finding appropriate styling elements that would integrate Jennifer's appearance without requiring complete wardrobe recreation. Stage managers adjusting lighting and positioning to accommodate additional performer. Technical directors ensuring seamless integration without compromising established production elements. Throughout these rapid adaptations, Michael's focused attention remained on genuine artistic preparation rather than logistical complications. His characteristic perfectionism directed toward performance integrity rather than merely technical execution or visual presentation. When the moment arrived, when the instantly recognizable bass line of Billie Jean filled the massive arena, the audience response to Michael's entrance contained the particular intensity that accompanies genuine cultural reverence, recognition of witnessing artists whose work had transformed entertainment possibilities while establishing new standards against which subsequent performers would inevitably be measured. The choreography unfolded with precision that demonstrated his continued technical mastery despite physical challenges that had accompanied aging and various health issues. The iconic movements executed with combination of technical excellence and emotional commitment that had always separated his performances from those attempting mere imitation rather than genuine artistic interpretation. The moment Jennifer appeared from opposite side of stage, her entrance carefully timed to create counterpoint rather than distraction. The audience response shifted from appreciation to astonishment, recognition dawning that they were witnessing unannounced collaboration rather than merely expected solo performance. Their synchronized movement created visual conversation between artistic generations. Michael's original vocabulary acknowledged through precise execution, while Jennifer's interpretation brought contemporary energy that demonstrated evolution rather than mere replication, continuity rather than simple reproduction. What struck those present most profoundly, what created emotional response beyond mere entertainment appreciation, was visible joy emanating from both performers. The particular quality of genuine artistic communion unburdened by typical industry calculation or strategic positioning. Michael's expression revealed rare glimpse of unburdened pleasure typically concealed beneath performance, discipline, and public persona. The simple happiness of sharing rather than merely presenting, of artistic connection rather than isolated brilliance despite unquestioned individual mastery. Jennifer's performance contained none of the careful self-consciousness that often accompanies opportunities carrying significant career implications, but rather complete immersion in artistic moment, transcending professional calculation to touch authentic creative exchange. When the song concluded, when the choreographic sequence reached its iconic final pose, the audience response transcended typical performance appreciation to approach something closer to witnessing cultural transmission made visible. Artistic lineage acknowledged through direct collaboration rather than merely verbal tribute. Influence manifested through shared physical vocabulary rather than abstract appreciation. The standing ovation continued well beyond normal duration. Recognition that they had experienced something beyond planned entertainment, to touch genuine artistic communion rarely visible within commercial performance contexts, increasingly defined by strategic calculation rather than spontaneous creative exchange. Backstage, as Jennifer prepared to return to originally planned guest viewing position for remainder of concert. Michael's acknowledgement carried none of the perfunctory appreciation that typically characterizes brief professional collaborations, but rather genuine recognition of shared artistic commitment despite different generational positions and career trajectories. "Thank you for carrying it forward," he said simply, words containing recognition beyond their literal meaning. Acknowledgement of artistic continuity through generations, of influence extending beyond imitation to genuine evolution through personal interpretation and authentic integration. Jennifer's response revealed emotional impact beyond professional opportunity. The particular vulnerability of acknowledged connection to formative inspiration, of childhood dream not merely realized through achievement, but validated through direct creative exchange with artists whose work had shaped possibility beyond immediate circumstance. "Your dancing made me believe I could leave the Bronx," she said, simple statement containing volumes about art's power beyond entertainment or commercial success, its capacity to expand perceived possibility beyond circumstantial limitation, to create horizon extending past immediate environment toward future previously unimaginable within confined perception of available pathways. If this story has touched you, if it has offered glimpse beyond constructed celebrity narratives to genuine human connection through shared artistic commitment, please like and subscribe. Share it with someone who might appreciate this reminder that beneath carefully maintained public personas exist authentic creative spirits capable of spontaneous connection beyond strategic calculation, of genuine appreciation transcending competitive positioning or market considerations. And remember that our most meaningful artistic lineages extend not merely through formal acknowledgement or commercial success, but through direct transmission of possibility. The expanded vision of potential futures created when established voices create space for emerging expression. When influence transforms from abstract appreciation to tangible inclusion through spontaneous recognition, transcending planned interaction or strategic visibility. Those present that night, whether witnessing from audience perspective or observing backstage interaction beyond public view, consistently describe quality rarely visible within entertainment industry, increasingly defined by calculated presentation and strategic positioning. The spontaneous collaboration emerged not from publicity opportunity or market consideration, but genuine artistic recognition. Michael's acknowledgement of his work's continuing influence through direct inclusion rather than merely verbal appreciation. Jennifer's authentic response to formative inspiration beyond professional opportunity or career advancement. Their brief shared performance transcended entertainment to touch something more fundamental about artistic transmission across generations. The particular alchemy that occurs when creative lineage manifests through direct exchange rather than abstract tribute, when influence becomes collaboration rather than merely acknowledged inspiration. An entertainment landscape increasingly characterized by carefully curated presentations designed for maximum strategic advantage rather than authentic expression. Such moments of genuine creative communion offer rare glimpse beyond manufactured narratives to touch something essential about art's fundamental purpose beyond commercial success or critical acclaim. Its capacity to create connection across seemingly separate experiences, to establish continuity through shared creative language that transcends individual expression without diminishing distinct voices, contributing to ongoing conversation about human experience expressed through movement, music, and emotional truth beyond words or conventional communication.